Hi guys, I'm Steve Coppinger from South Africa, the world number 20. You're watching Salming Stories here from Grand Central Terminal at the TOC.
So, starting out, Steve, how come you started out with squash? Why squash? Why no other sport? What's the background in that?
Well, I actually played every other sport
you did,
growing up. So squash was one of many as as I came through my kind of childhood and at schools both in Kenya and South Africa. Squash started, my parents played both really socially a few times a week, and we used to go along all the time and play on the courts while they were having their little break between games and the drinks afterwards.
I can imagine. Would you say that is any sport in particular of those you did that prepared you for the squash career, or that you can benefit from playing squash?
I think having an all-round kind of background did help for sure. I don't think there was any one sport in particular. You know, I did a lot of swimming when I was really young. I did a lot of football as well in my kind of early childhood, and then when I moved to South Africa, that kind of became cricket, rugby, basketball. So I did a whole kind of variation of sports. I think they all help your general kind of body awareness.
And you had a lot of fun doing all of them, I guess.
Of course, they're all great.
What would you consider being the three main achievements on the squash court? Your three main achievements?
I think the quarterfinals of the World Championships in Qatar last year was, or 2 years ago now, was obviously my best performance in a major event to date. So that was fantastic. It was really good fun. You know, everything kind of came together at the right time, which was great. So hopefully again this week we'll see something similar to that. And then I think the few team tournaments that South Africa have really excelled at, coming sixth twice out of a seeding way below that, have been really proud moments for me and the team in my career.
Yeah, I reckon.
So they've been great too.
Yeah. Imagine having a 10-year-old girl or boy in front of you. What advice would you give them if they wanted to succeed like you have in squash?
I think there's advice for the kids and there's advice for the parents as well. And I think they're not always.
Let's go with both.
They're not always the same. I think I think for the kids they've got to have fun. They've got to enjoy themselves, and they've got to they've just got to keep that sensation, that kind of feeling that everything is fun with them. That changes as you get into the professional realms a little bit, but if it's absent completely, then you're in trouble. Yeah. So I think that's a really important part of developing in any area of life, let alone any sport, and particularly in squash. And I think of course the parents have more say in what goes on logistically for the kids. So getting the support team around, or getting them in a good environment, right, where they're constantly kind of pushed and challenged. However, the role as a parent, I think, is one of support. It's not, they're not the coaches. They're not they just need to make sure that the kid is enjoying themselves and having fun.
Makes sense. What racket do you use and why? And what do you consider the most important characteristic of a racket?
I use the Salming, the Forza. And I love the racket. It's got a great balance. It's got a great kind of a great weight, a great feel, and it's one of my kind of biggest assets, I think, in my game is my fast hands and my volleying, and that racket really kind of lends itself towards that aspect of the game. So it's great.
And moving over to the squash shoe, what do you say characterize a good squash shoe?
I think everyone's feet are slightly different, so you need to find something that's comfortable for you. I found the race series being that's kind of been my foot shape and my kind of style of movement. I guess it feels the most comfortable for me, and you need to be confident in your footwear when you're playing squash, because you're doing all sorts of crazy movements and you're putting your feet under a lot of pressure. So you need to be confident in your
What model from Salming are you currently playing in?
I'm currently playing in the R9s.
The R9, yeah, that's great. What about hobbies? Do you get any spare time, and if so, what do you do?
Less and less, It's I mean, I like doing a bunch of different things. Something that I wish I could do a little bit more of is kite surfing. I love the ocean. I love being around water. I love any kind of water sports. Whether it be skiing or wakeboarding. Or
being from Cape Town, I gather. Yeah.
Sure.
Makes sense.
We get a little bit spoiled, but yeah.
What do you consider home? You're touring the world constantly. Is Cape Town home for you? That's the base.
It's one home. I now more or less live in Orlando for most of the playing season. I will go back, of course, to Cape Town every year, and then I grew up in Kenya, of course, as well. So I've got a lot of places to call home at the moment.
That's great. When your career comes to an end, do you have any particular plans? I know you study engineering, for instance. Is there anything? How do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think a lot about it. I haven't come to any conclusions just yet, and I think that's probably a good thing, because if I did, then
lose focus,
I think
of course, yeah.
you lose your focus a little bit. So, you know, half of me wants to stay in the sport, because I think, you know, I think that I could contribute quite a lot towards you know, possibly coaching, and possibly also you know, putting together some tournaments. I think that would be a fun kind of project. But half of me also wants to try something completely new. So who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Your mommy played for Kenya, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah.
She was she made the team as a reserve. Yeah, many years ago. But she still plays very actively, and she's also now helping to coach in Cape Town. So no, she's very much a reason. She was my first coach as well.
Ah.
So she was very much integral in my squash career.
Any particular goals the upcoming season in terms of you know, ranking, what you want to achieve?
Sure, I think, you know, the last few months I've seen my kind of ranking slip a little bit, and I think that's not necessarily due to a lack of form. You know, I've had a lot of really close matches that have all gone against me. So I'm looking to turn those around a little bit now, and then start climbing up the ladder again. Of course, you know, a great goal for anybody in any sport is to get to that top 10 position. You know, I've kind of you know, moved towards it a few times and then slipped back a little bit. So hopefully this year will be another big push, and we'll see if we can get over the line.
That makes sense. So thank you very much for being on, and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.